Hello folks. So we have written lots of code till now. Now in this video, I will be discussing about some trends in the tech industry, mostly in the front-end development space. And let's see what kind of technologies are trending and what we should be learning in the future. So we have top 10 front-end development trends in 2024, and it's written by Marson. And it's a very recent article of 25th March. And let's see. So software development is in a constant state of evolution. Yeah, we all agree, particularly in the web environment. Yeah, that's also true. If you keep up with the latest changes in front-end development ecosystem, you understand the dynamic nature of this field. It was a wild ride with plenty of new features and improvements introduced in the web. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So let's come down and let's see what are the things we have in CSS. So in CSS, so we all know Tailwind, like we mostly use Tailwind in our videos also. And it's a utility first CSS framework packed with classes like Flex, PT4. It's like shorter inline CSS. And I also have a video on Tailwind. So if you haven't used Tailwind before, you should definitely use it because you will be addicted to it. And let's move ahead because Tailwind is very common. We won't talk much about it. Now, there is some interesting libraries, Stylex and Linearia, that I just came across. And we will see what these things are. So they're saying that it is a simple, easy to use JavaScript syntax and compiler for styling web apps created by Meta. If you're familiar with React Native style sheet, the syntax and overall idea are similar. The main benefit Stylex provides over CSS is JS solutions that it is compiled in build time rather than runtime. This means faster browser CSS parsing that results in faster page load time. So the difference as well as the benefit is that it is compiling CSS in the build time. And yeah, it's kind of makes sense because when the browser loads, it loads along with the CSS. So in case the CSS is built just at a call. So where was I? Yeah. So Stylex compiles CSS in build time, and so that the page loading doesn't take much time in the runtime, and in the process maybe it saves few seconds. And that means faster browser CSS parsing that results in faster page load time. Yeah, that's correct. So now let's also take a look at the Stylex homepage, and this is very cool. And let's click on get started. So Stylex is a simple, easy to use JS syntax and compiler for styling web apps. Stylex combines the strengths and avoids the weakness of both inline and static CSS. Okay, let's simply go down and see the code. So we will import plugin from some library maybe, and we will configure plugins, and then we will simply define styles. So styles will be stylex create, and we will do some root and width, max width, whatever. Like we can like create styles like this, and then okay, we can create lots of styles, color styles also, and then we will have a react div, and there maybe we will inject it with is active or style. So if style is active, it will show the styles, otherwise it will not. Looks like that. So we have react div is active. So yeah, so it looks like we are checking styles are active or not. In case it's active and both are active, we have styles, otherwise no. And ideal use case, Stylex works well in a variety of projects. However, it was designed to meet challenges of particular use cases. And I think those are authoring UI in JavaScript and large or growing projects. Reusable components, I think it has a variety of use cases. Like we have to find it out. Now, this is a functional introduction of Stylex. Now you tell me whether I should make a dedicated video on this or not, like how Stylex works or not. I will think on this definitely. Now let's move on to the next library, and that is Linearia. Zero runtime CSS in JS library hinter the same concept as with Stylex. Yeah, that's right. I like the syntax even more than in Stylex, but because Stylex is backed up by Meta, Stylex will be much more widespread. Okay. Now let's also take a look at the Linearia where repository in GitHub, and here we are having write CSS in JS, but with zero runtime. CSS is extracted to CSS files during build. I mean, it's kind of the same. And we will first of all install whatever we have. And now we have some code. So we will import CSS and few other stuff. And then we will create a header with some styles maybe. And then we will simply inject the header in an H1 and then use it as a class name. Okay, looks good. And below we are importing some stuff again. And we are creating some styles. And okay, then use the resulting component. So we are creating container here with some styles, and then we are using the container as a component. Okay, so it's a unique concept, I'll say. some unique idea. And let's go down if we have anything else. Yeah, I think they also have plugins for VS Code and other stuff. So maybe an interesting, very interesting library to try it out. Now you tell me whether you want this or not. But I personally like Stylex a lot more. I think Marcin also says it like that. Okay. Now we have some component libraries and we have Shatsi and UI. Ah, what happened? Shit. Yeah, we have Shatsi and UI, and I will definitely make a video on this because this is a library that will simply blow your mind, like it did for me. Like if you're following me on Twitter, you may be knowing that I posted something related to Shatsi and that it blew my mind the same way Tailwind once did. So when I first discovered Tailwind, I was simply hooked into it. I'm using Tailwind for everything. And then when I discovered Shatsi and UI, I just thought the same thing that I will never be writing front-end components again. I will simply be using Chatzian and nothing else. And yeah, I mean, because I mean, you will see. Let's go to the home page and you will see. So see, it looks cool, but cooler thing is once you get started. And here you will find, okay. So first of all, what they're saying is this is not a component library. It's a collection of reusable components that you can copy and paste into your apps. So what the hell is this? Like we can copy and paste, but this is the real magic. So let me click on accordion, and as you can see, they have made some accordions. Now the interesting part is you can simply copy this code and paste it in your app, and it will work. Yeah, but before you have to install accordion, of course, and then you can simply copy paste this code, and it will work in your apps. And you can also import like simply use accordion. I mean, yeah. So as you can see, they are importing accordion content and other things, and they can simply use it like this. So this is how it works. So and you can also basically change things inside. Like it's a very simple style. So like once you start using, you will see. Like even I will make a video on this, so you can see. Maybe I will make a to-do list because that's the most simple thing. And it covers most of the things for learning something new. So yeah, you will see, and it's not only limited to accordion. There are many other things. So for example, calendar. So this is the calendar. It's quite complex, but once we use Shatsi and maybe or import calendar or whatever, things become different. So you have calendar, you have then card, and so similar use case here. Then you have button. Okay, this is calendar once again. Checkbox. You have many other things, popover and other things also. Okay, so this is the use case over here. Now let's move on to something else. We have Redux UI, an open source component library optimized for fast development, easy maintenance, and accessibility. And this is the homepage for Redux UI. And let's click on Get Started. And we have Redux Themes. It's a pre-style component library that is designed to work out of the box with minimal configuration. If you are looking for the unstyled components, go to Redux Primitives. And installation we have getting up and running is quick and easy. Install the package from your command line. So we will simply do npm install Redux UI themes and stuff, and we have other things like import theme from this that and other things. And okay, so we have flex direction column gap to, and this is how we can maybe use Redux. You can now ready to use Redux themes components. And I think below we have some components also. We have alert dialog. See, it's also like copy pasting code kind of thing. And we have button. We have lots of buttons, and depending on what we need, we can change some configurations and we can use it. And we also have card, checkbox group, and many other things. So I think this is good. This is good. Looks good to me. Now let's also move ahead, and I may be making a video on Redux UI also, because it's quite cool. It looks quite cool, and it's great actually. But definitely, even I prefer Shatsin over Redux. But it's a component library, so so why not give it a try? That's the thing. Okay, so next we have React server components and HTMX. So server components, like those of you who have used Next.js, and I think I also have one video on it. I will be making a lot more because Next.js is like getting very popular. And React Server Components allows you to write a UI that can be rendered optionally cached on the server. You can run component-specific logic like data fetching or database mutations exclusively on the server. This results in eliminating unnecessary client-server network calls to get the data and render it on the client. Instead, you can do that on the server and stream HTML output directly into the browser. It is a huge improvement in the React ecosystem, and my bet is that it will be more and more popular in recent months. Yeah, that's correct. Because React has one big problem, and I think that is called waterfalling. Is the name correct? Water falling. Okay, not this waterfalling, waterfalling React. Yeah. So what is waterfall in React? React waterfall charts. Okay, anyway, this is called waterfall. I mean, which means that so what happens is when you are using React, it loads everything in the browser. So for example, let's say this page has this layout. It has something on the left, something on the right, something in the middle. In the middle, we have the body and contents. We also have the sticky navbar and many other things. So it will render like everything in the browser. And what happens is sometimes it takes a lot of time. So unnecessary things like which is getting rendered repeatedly. What we can do is we can render by using some server components, and important things that is getting changed with that is unique, you can say, is something that we can render in the client. So that is the basic idea of server components, and it is getting loaded from the server itself. And the server has a lot more computing power than the browser. And as a result, the page loads quite fast. And this like solves most of the issues of the waterfalling in React, and like it is basically a little bit slow. Like it's a common issue, right? That loading React apps takes a while. Okay, so that is the thing with React Server Components, and then we have HTMX. So HTMX gives you access to AJAX, CSS transitions, WebSockets, and server-send events directly in HTML using attributes. So you can build modern interfaces with the simplicity and power of hypertext. You can have the same HTML streaming benefit as in React Server Components, but in any language you want to use. So yeah, so let's look at the HTMX homepage, and then we will talk more about it. So it's basically saying that you can do everything in HTMX like Ajax, CSS, the WebSockets, whatever. So it's basically like HTML Pro Max. So lots of times in Twitter and in many other places, people make fun that HTML is a programming language or not, and definitely it's not. But you maybe cannot say the same for HTMX. Now here is the homepage of HTMX, and I really like this, the simple outlook. It looks like that the team is mostly focused on delivering the product, and they are not too much bothered on how the homepage will look like. Yeah, like it's like my preference. Like uh, cool homepages are not bad, of course, but yeah, just it's a personal opinion. No need to take it seriously. Okay, so HTMX gives you access to like the same thing. Like you can do everything in HTML, and HTMX is small and has reduced code base size of 67% compared to React. Okay, so they are already claiming that they are better than React. And we have script src equals to whatever button. Okay, and lastly we have okay, so this is something that we should take some time to understand how HTMX works, but this is the basic idea. It doesn't look like something to maybe simply maybe in the examples we will have something. So let's see. Okay, click to edit. Okay, so we have this, and inside we have first name Joe Blow, joe@blow.com, and we have click to edit. Okay, and we have contact one. Okay, I don't understand anything they're saying. Uh, they have something for lazy loading and other things. And because maybe it will take a while because we are doing everything in HTML. So yeah, it's normal that it may take a while to understand why what we have here. So yeah, so let's move ahead. HTMX, when I will explore, I may be making some videos in my channel, like tutorial videos, not chit chat videos. So then we will talk more about it. But as of now, we can understand that, it's like HTMX Pro Max. And then we have some AI trends, like we have GitHub Copilot. We all know about it. So it's like your mm, uh, code partner from GitHub. And no code tools, some Builder.io, like I really haven't used this. And I am not really fond of no code tools because you don't have too much power over there, like what you can do and what you cannot. So I prefer things like bare bones. And you have React alternatives also. And we have React HTMX that we just talked about, and we have Svelte. Svelte is a popular library, and I think they're saying this according to the 2023 JavaScript Rising Stars report. And yeah, that is also a very interesting report. Maybe in another video we will discuss about it. So JS Rising Stars, and I think they're talking about this report. Yeah, I think Theo, the popular developer Theo, he has made a video on this one. Okay, so maybe I will also be making one by copying him, of course. And yeah, I will also be trying to explore what things we have here. And yeah, uh, where was I? Once again. Yeah, so I was here. So we have a lot of things here, and micro front ends are also there. We have monorepo, and there we have turbo repo and NX. Turbo repo we know. Uh, Okay, so I think we have discussed a lot, and we have a lot more to discuss also. I think regarding state management API and static sites, and okay, so let's close this video over here only. So we have discussed about some front-end frameworks, and maybe we will discuss about the other frameworks, about the APIs and other stuff in a future video. Because I think the title is little bit misleading. It is top 10 front-end frameworks, and we also have a lot of server side stuff. So anyway, it's not bad. It's good, of course, but let's break the video down into two, maybe three. So yeah, that's it for this folks. So let me know in the comments that if you want to see a dedicated video on any of these things, and I will try to make one definitely. And yeah, that's it for this folks. So thanks for watching and bye bye.